What is up, Dama nerds? I am super excited to welcome you to episode 27. We are really excited. It's going to be a good one. It is Japan time, 1:30 a.m. Sunday. What fucking month is it?
January
12th for me, living in the future. I'm one of the hosts. My name's MJ, always accompanied by my buddy from the Terrace Squad, Rod. What's up, Rod?
What's up, nerds? How you guys doing? I'm over here in Canada, and it's 8:30 a.m. on Saturday, which a little early. Get the coffee in me. We'll get this nerd energy flowing. Try and keep up with that Yona energy you got going on over there.
Oh yes.
And so as you guys have probably already figured out by clicking on the link to listen to this episode, we got a little special guest with us today in the little virtual studio. The one, the only, Ben Herald.
Ben Herald.
What's going on, nerds?
What up, Ben?
Yeah. From Grain Theory.
Whole lot of grain shit.
Whole lot of grain shit.
Honored to be here.
Ben Herald. Yeah, dude, thank you so much for joining us for episode 27.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How's everything going?
Things are good. I've been in like a deep kendama rabbit hole the last couple months. I quit my job in the end of October. Just because I kind of wanted to play more kendama and I wanted to get better at kendama.
Oh shit!
So I've just been playing a lot of kendama since NAKO. It was like right around that same time. And
did you compete at all?
At KenCo? I'll always compete in open division. But I'd rather judge freestyle than compete in it now. Open's still a lot of fun though. I always have fun doing open division.
Right, yeah, nice little challenge.
I don't like care as much about it as I used to. It feels a lot more just like some mini game at the event,
Right.
Yeah,
it's not really why I'm there. That's not where I store my pride.
Yeah. I think it's interesting how a lot of people will they go into it with the mindset of like if they're actually gonna win. I'm like, only one
exactly. So many people have to not win.
It's probably not going to be me or you, so just enjoy the shit.
Right? It's like if you're not having fun doing it, then what the fuck's the point?
Yeah.
If you're just stressing yourself out and be like, oh, this fucking 1.5 trade spike, just fuck, like, why?
Yeah. I mean, I could say that, but also, like, the part that I take seriously is, like, filming tricks and making videos. And in the moment, sometimes that's not fun at all. Sometimes that's fucking arduous.
Oh, yeah.
But, so it's kind of...
that can be a pain in the ass.
It's kind of the same thing where, like, I like that everyone takes different things about it, like, different levels of serious, and some people are filming type people, and some people are competing type people, and...
Exactly.
Totally.
Exactly. I think that there's a big difference with that, of the types of kendama players and people's mindsets of... what kendama is for them.
100%.
So if they're in it for just competitions, if they're in it just to hang out with friends, or if they're in it for like more of a freestyle challenge and just join the freestyle competitions.
Or maybe just something to do like while you're waiting for your water to boil and you're making dinner or some shit, or waiting in a line, maybe it's just something like that. Who knows? Just a little...
It is what you make
Everybody's got something. It is.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, Ben...
MJ.
You've been playing kendama for a long time, no?
On Christmas, it was 7. Yeah.
7.
So
you started on Christmas.
Yeah, I started on Christmas.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's,
Christmas present?
No, well, there's a, I guess, the first time I played it was a little bit before Christmas, and then I had just told my parents something about it, and they found me like one of the tiny little Japanese, like, red ball, red cups. The base cup doesn't flare out at all. It just goes straight down.
Okay.
And, like, the hole is exactly the size of the spike. And the whole thing is, like, 3 inches tall. And the string is too short, and it's like a rope and everything. But like, they didn't know better, and I didn't know better. So for my whole first month, that's what I was seshing. And then at some point, I was watching videos, and I'm like, wait a minute. Like it's like there's something different here. Like
the size is a little different.
And then I got a bamboo tribute, and that was my first. That was my actual first kendama. Was the bamboo tribute.
Did you get one of the ones that were like completely covered in gloss? Like
yeah. It's
good lord, dude!
Like
I had
natty,
one of those too. It was
but
fucking...
they decided natty was still not bad enough, so they decided to like plastic clear it.
I think the mindset was that like they wanted to make it like shiny and like look nice, you know, like present it nice,
like a brand new car.
Because it does look nice, but then like if you want to put the two pieces together, it's like it did back then.
My tastes have changed. But...
Oh man.
I can agree with that.
I think that might be why you're so good at kendama. You start with like the most
the little red one.
Like, okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No bevel, just fucking straight to hole. Like did you see me finally getting like inward lunar flip?
I saw that.
No, I didn't check it out.
So like so I'm horrible at lunars and I hate them because I'm so bad at them. And I think it's maybe no excuses. So I fucking recorded myself on Instagram like going like maybe like 3 days like grinding on it, like landing on it and just never getting. I was going for a down spike for a finisher, never getting it. But I was thinking like so I finally got it, and with a lot of practice, you know, I landed a few times. But with all that practice, when I went back to just a single flip, I felt a lot more comfortable. I felt like I could see the turn a lot better and catch it a lot softer. So I was like, man, that's the next shit. I'll just start doubles, everyone.
It's true. Yeah.
Double flip. Just
right? Just start with doubles.
Or like if you're trying a single or a double or whatever and you're like get stuck for a minute, sometimes just giving like give the next one up a couple tries. Even if you don't think you'll ever get that, you know, but actually for taps, it works really well, interestingly. Because, like,
I can
taps
see that
is such a different, like, you're trying to find this rhythm. It's not like throw it a little harder or throw it a little faster. It's more like keep the rhythm up a little bit longer. And sometimes just like, you try a quad real quick, then you go back to the 3 and it's kind of like, oh, yeah, all right. Like, it goes like,
That's interesting because I think a lot of people would look at it as like, you know, in numerical order. Like, okay, let me do 1. Oh, and let me now do 2.
You'd think, but
yeah.
Kendama's kind of interesting that there's no real prerequisites for anything. You know, there's like it's all optional. You could skip anything and just go right to like the triple or the quad or
pretty
whatever.
Much.
Yeah. It's harder, but it's not like it's not like a lot of other things where like you might die if you try that. You know, you won't kill yourself trying to do quad lunar flip.
That's true.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
right.
Where if you're like a BMXer or something trying to do like a quad backflip, then you might kill yourself if you're trying that before the single. Yeah, you just might.
Prerequisites are more important for stuff like that.
100%. Prerequisites and helmets. But yeah, I was gonna say that I did the same thing with J sticks, where like I would like always struggle with triples, and then I'd be friends would tell me like, "Well, try a quad a couple times," and then like just watching it spin that fast, like gets your eyes like used to the speed or some shit. I don't even know what it is, but that's what my theory would be, I guess. And then once you try the slower one, then it's like, oh, I can see it better, and it just happens to be there. So that's a thing for sure. Hell yeah!
Well, it's all how you start out. Start out with the hard shit. Go
try
to find a TK16.
I mean, hell yeah.
Don't listen to anyone that tells you to practice your basics. That's big tutorials trying to make their money.
It's all a scam. But I mean, kids starting out, well, now, you know, they just look at what is popular, what's out there, and, you know, they start with, let me try to juggle. That's what the first thing I want to try is.
Yeah, or like the first trick they learn is lunar instead of big cup.
Dude.
You know, and they're just like, what the that shit, that drives me crazy, because I think back and I'm just like, man, do you have any idea how long it took me to even understand what a lunar was and like believe that it was real. Like, you little fuck.
Yo, seriously.
You know?
Yeah.
I did not believe it. It's like, yo, that's just a picture. He just put it on.
They'll never understand what we went through.
Some string you can't see.
No, they never will, but that's all right.
Man, it is really intense. But I mean, you know, it is what it is, and I noticed that did a little spy research on you, Ben, and I noticed in your history of Instagram, you were using a lot of natty kendamas, a lot of gens, a lot of yellow ozoras.
Yeah, these are all different periods. I remember all the periods individually.
Yeah.
Yellow Azora days.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, this was really early
2014, back when everything was instant trade down spike on a Yellow Azora specifically.
Yes. Yeah. So, did you like, you know, for the kids now, there's so many types of sticky paint, and that shit is so sticky, and that's become the normal, right? So for us, we didn't have that. So it's interesting that, like, for me, I totally didn't think about natties for like a long time. I was just, you know, sticking with the normal Ozora, painted Ozora. But was there a reason why you went for natties, Ben?
I never had a preference in general for natties over paint. It was more like trying to remember the order, but there was a Yellow Azora phase where that was like all I was really playing was a bunch of Yellow Azoras, because I got like 4 for $100 on some Black Friday deal from Crom or something like that. And
I remember that.
Yeah, you can't turn that down, dude. 4 Yellow Azoras.
No, hell no.
$25 each.
These days, you never find that again, buddy.
But then Kiyaki Azoras. Then I had a deep Kiyaki Azora phase. And I think from there, I kind of started playing Zens again. And then Natty Zens were just really, really dope. Like, just the full Beechwood. And
yeah.
Man, they just lasted so long. Maybe I just had a bunch of them, actually. Right. I don't remember. They probably didn't last that long. But yeah, it was kind of just like those individual kendamas I just like was really into for those different times, and a few of them happened to be natty.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you feel like a big difference? Like, oh man, like this painted stuff, like if you know, using the Zens white tom with the single stripe, like did you feel like, wow, this paint is better? Or actually going back to that Kiyaki was, you know, felt a lot crispier or something?
Yeah, I mean, the Zens were never like, the paint never helped that much, at least for like, it's never like super sticky, you know? And it was kind of like, I liked how the Zen paint broke in for stalls, I think. But it was never like really helped for like lunars or anything. And I kind of just, I was doing lunars on them and stuff, but I don't know how.
You're just learning the balance point.
Yeah, and somehow I was able to do all these hard lunar tricks on Zens back then. I have no idea. Like, my house is still like, there's like a fine dusting of old kendama damas just like all around the house, like a thin layer. You know, you wipe your finger on the top of the mantle and there's just a bunch of Zens.
Zens just peeling off.
And so like occasionally we pull them out just to like, just try to do tricks on them, and it's it's comical. Dude. Like they're so bad.
Yeah, dude. I have a bunch of my old Damas kicking around still too. I have a shelf in the living room, and same thing. I'll like grab one of my old Uzoras or one of my Battle Kendamas or some shit, and be like, "Yo, this was like my jam back then, like the best Dama."
Oh, yeah.
Pick it up, and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" It's like that, like what you were saying, your first Dama, right, with the fucking tiny hole, and it's like, I'm just like, what is
it's like
is this a kendama even?
As it
like
is to the current kendamas.
Pretty much, actually, yeah. Fucking crazy. It might as well be like a Bilbo Cat or some shit. Like, it's that different.
And the string is like negative 2 fingers.
Oh my god, yeah, like the tightest 2 fingers. It's like
yes.
Jeez.
That was a rule that we all held up though.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day.
Yes, we did.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we did. Yeah, man. That's every time we talk about the 2-finger thing, I always think about Chris Bosh, man. When he put out that edit,
truly,
and like everybody gave him shit, like your string is too long, you can't do that. It's fucking whack. And then he's just like, oh yeah, fucking refilms everything, every trick he does, and just like like pulling the string. It's like
at the end of every
2
trick,
fingers. Yeah, just a big old fuck you to everyone. That was like, oh man,
Boss.
that was so good. It's like fuck yeah, Bosh.
Funny story. So the night before I left for the Europe trip over the summer, so Damon had just flown out to San Jose, and then we were leaving the next day from the Oakland airport. And so he and I and Adrian just like spent that night kind of reminiscing, watching old edits, and we ended up on the Chris Bosh YouTube page and just watched all the Chris Bosh edits in order. And we were just talking about like, man, imagine if Chris Bosh just like posted a trick randomly and started playing again.
No.
The next day, Chris Bosh posted the first trick of this whole new era, and he's been posting since then.
Yeah.
No
dude.
way.
So
That's crazy.
I'm not saying that we deserve all the credit for him coming back. That's for someone else. That's for someone else to decide. But
you definitely helped manifest
I just know, that happened, and then the next day, immediately,
that's
he
hilarious.
was probably watching. He was watching his YouTube channel, the analytics. He's like, yo, there's a peak. People are back on it.
All of my videos just went up. What the hell?
By 1 view. I'm relevant again.
Oh man. But dude, his like in cars sitting down tricks. Oh my fuck.
It's crazy, man. He's just as honed as he always was.
Yeah.
I feel like.
It's amazing.
It's crazy
to take like 3 years off, and then just come back and be at least like that close to still top level, like
right.
Dude, yeah, he's still doing tricks I can't do, or like would take me hours. You know, it's just like fuck.
No one else or almost no one else is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty
exactly.
wild.
It's just like, all right, Bosh, all right, what up? You know, hell yeah.
Like, comment with a few fire emojis, okay?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so good to have you back, Bosh, if you're listening.
Hell yeah. But if we're talking about people like posting mad tricks that like blow people's minds, I mean, I don't think of anybody more than fucking you, Ben. Because like,
Ben,
I on that note, like I just saw the trick you posted. Like I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but it was the most recent one you posted. It was the inward lunar tray flip, like cushion tap to stop the rotation, and then tap it again back to tray, back to inward lunar.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Were you actually seeing that? And you actually saw the rotation. You're like, all right,
yeah. That's what I was trying. It is all.
Shit.
I fucking love.
It's really fast.
I love the fucking post in the story. In the story, when you're like, yeah, imagine this fucking just stops and it does this, and I got it perfectly, but the phone wasn't recording. So just imagine.
Yeah. I was pissed. Actually, well,
yeah,
I was pissed, but it was also like. It like wraps around to where it's also just hilarious, and I'm like laughing at myself. So like when that happened, you know, like the couple days before, I had like gotten it, but it went out of frame, and then I like landed 2 really sketchy ones before it that day, and then like that one that it wasn't recording was just, it was so perfect. Everything about it was perfect.
Oh man.
And
that has happened to me so many times. I hate that. I hate it so much.
Like that's the trade-off for the iPhone slow-mo. You can only do on the front camera, you know? So if I'm not filming slow-mo, I'll have the screen pointed at me, because like
and then you can watch it.
It's just simpler, and it takes a load off my mind. But
dude, go to the dollar store, get like a tiny ass like cosmetic
mirror.
Ooh,
yeah.
A little
at least so you can see if that red dot's still
that's
going
a good
on.
idea.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Or you could just get like, I guess like a GoPro or something.
Nah, fuck that.
Nah, get a mirror, fuck that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway, though it was, I'm just say it was better than the one that I posted. That's I wish I had the willpower to keep going and just continue filming and try to recreate that one, but
to get that like clean one.
So like if something's tray flipping, it can't ever flip straight over the top, just because like a rigid object can't do that. So it's always going to be sort of corked over the side, and that means like if it's doing that and then you tap it the way that you normally would, as if it were coming straight over the top. It'll sort of ricochet off and flap spin. And so on almost all of the attempts, like on the barrel, it does a tiny little bit of a flat spin too, like just like a quarter of or like an eighth of a rotation around or something. And that's why that one, like the final lunar is kind of weird and off to the side.
Because it's got that side momentum, right?
But the one that wasn't recording was like if you tap in like slightly to the left, it can cancel that out.
And
that way, like it's coming over the side, but then it just goes. And it's just like the most pristine barrel, and nothing else is moving.
Dude,
it's like those like National Geographic's videos and documentaries of like space and the fucking telescopes that are out in space just fucking.
They're just like
you see that shit spinning slowly.
Yeah.
And for your eyes, it was just like perfect.
Just stick that barrel in orbit.
Yeah. Man. But then it wasn't recording, and so I like sat in my room just sort of cackling to myself, like maniacally, but also sadly. Just at like what? Why universe?
What else is there that you can do, right? It's just like,
it's like I need
besides go and grind it, like again.
It's like before I try again, I need to just like appreciate the hilarity.
Yeah, right. Oh man, I've been there. But
enough about tricks that didn't happen because they weren't recorded.
Yeah. Let's talk about some tricks that did happen. How about that?
Yes.
I was going to bring up another one of the tricks that Ben has done recently, which was another inward lunar one. But you like throw the whole thing up and grab the string to pull the Tama back to tap the can into a flip and then grab the Tama again and catch it back on the inward lunar.
Yeah.
That's some tech-ass shit. I fucking love it. I love that one.
Have you guys learned it yet?
I haven't.
Learned that yet?
I tried it a couple times and I just like hucked my Dama and was just like, I'm going to work on this later.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, dude! I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I just watched Fringe Case like an hour ago.
Oh shit!
For the first time?
Yes.
Whoa, that's actually really sick.
So
that's kind of hype.
So it's fresh.
Yeah, because like everyone was talking about it. We did the NACO episode.
Yeah, we did.
You were in the room with Tio.
Yeah, the voice in the background
about it. Yes, exactly.
That was a nameless.
And I was
voice.
just like, okay. So I wanted to like not review or react to the video. So I've been putting it off for the longest time, and I'm like, I gotta fucking do it now. So I had a little time before our 1:00 jam skis right now.
Sure.
So I recorded it. It'll be going up on YouTube on the KenEntertainment channel later. But
wow, sweet.
I watched it. It was intense, as everyone from the pictures of people's faces, jaws open, like smiling in like almost like hysteric laughing because they're like, just how, like what, and it was like really really interesting. Of course, it kind of ruined it because it didn't. Me like flicking through and following the hashtag kendama ruined it a little bit because a lot of people were like inspired by Fringe Case, and I see people like pinching strings and shit and whipping it around. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I'll like try to like scroll by quickly, but like I kind of saw like, okay, he's gonna be like titty twisting the string and shit.
Titty twisting the string.
It's the crazy thing is like, you guys have all seen all the loop tricks. Everyone's swinging their Tamas and Kens around in the middle of stuff.
Yes.
Like
it's almost like butterfly, but
it's like some kind of cowboy
in the air, and you're pinching it.
Yeah, it's like it's having the longer length of string still slack, so like this part's not moving, and then this part is taut, and you have to do that without disturbing this part, or whichever, vice versa. So all of those tricks like stemmed from just like the second to last trick in the video, which is like, it's like a big J stick and just like a little Tama loop, and it goes back to airplane.
Yes.
And that was actually Bonds' idea. He told me to do that when I was over in Europe.
Oh, damn.
And like came back home and I figured it out. And then like, it's just crazy how much people have like taken that and run with it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hell
like, I wouldn't have thought that trick, especially out of any of the ones in the video, would like catch fire like that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, it's dope.
I guess it's because again, I just watched it an hour ago, and I'm not gonna try that because I'm totally gonna not grab the string first try. I'm gonna smash up my floor. Got to get outside.
Yeah, you do.
You gotta spend money to make money, you know.
But I think like it's a trick that maybe people are like, okay, after a while you can get a hang of it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, when to pinch what you're looking at, and like definitely the last trick is not something people are gonna get a hang of.
Which one was the last one? I haven't watched it. I was gonna watch it before this, but I didn't have time. What was the? Oh, is it that one?
Fingering
the finger
the
in the
hole.
hole. Yeah, dude.
And you pop. How do you pop it out?
So
you just
sick.
put in a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah. No, you just need like kind of a
start
gaper.
with pinky, and then you go for
No. Well,
index.
you need the right hole for your finger.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
everyone's
Right.
got a different finger. Everyone's got a different hole.
Yeah, wanky.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah. But yeah, you need it to be like sturdy enough that you can balance lighthouse without it wiggling around.
Yeah.
But
yes.
not so sturdy that you can't get it off to flip it like that.
Yeah. Oh my lord.
Man, I saw
but super intense.
Kengo Kawamura was grinding that trick after Catch and Flow when I was in Japan. He was doing it. He was trying to like scheme on some tricks to film, and we were talking about it. And that was one that he was doing, but he was doing it with Lunar. He was trying to do it. But he didn't want to film it because he's like, oh, it's not a new trick. It's like Ben already did it kind of thing. He was trying to think of something newer, and I was like, dude, but
if I have to do the Lunar one too, I'm gonna be pissed. Please, someone else do that.
Someone, right?
We gotta get Misu to do the no hole stilt version.
Oh god, or borders.
I mean, of course, that's
yes.
gonna,
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Oh shit. I mean, technically, wouldn't it just be like aiming for your finger if you're gonna balance it on your finger?
Yeah.
A little bit,
Kinda, yeah.
maybe. And if you're already good at borders, like maybe
It's just gonna be like like finger borders, but like a centimeter up higher.
Yeah.
yes,
right
yeah,
above
yeah,
your
yeah.
finger.
You can't feel it. There's no soft little cushion for it to rest on.
Well,
but it was really intense, especially the beginning. I liked how you included like the kids talking and that little interaction with that one lady.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah.
Trying to be nice, and you're just like, just fuck off. Yeah. Go. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even want to try to correct her. You don't get it.
like, yeah, that's
Continue
what it is.
on.
Yeah.
Because I'm already in the moment, I'm already thinking of that as like, oh, this is good B-roll that's happening right now. Like while I'm trying to film this, I had a whole mini file in the folder that was just civilian interactions that I felt were like maybe comical enough to use.
Yes.
In some way.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
When you're out filming that
So
much,
that was
you
good.
usually get a couple interactions at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good, but then it kicks in, and you must have taken so much B-roll because of this like double exposure effect that you put on throughout the whole thing, but it's really heavy in the beginning. No.
Yeah. Well, each part kind of has like its own sort of style, but yeah, definitely. I know what you mean. It's I don't record a lot of B-roll, or like I guess I should say when I try to intentionally record B-roll, like after I've landed a trick, it's usually like not what I end up using for the B-roll, and it feels like intentional contried B-roll. Just never works or comes out.
Which isn't
right.
really B-roll. It's kind of like just a shot, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel
it's
you.
like staged B-roll.
Yeah. From the stuff that I could make out, it seemed it was just like like water or trees.
Oh, yeah. So I used some. My roommate was titrating. Titrating. Titration. Yeah. So it's where you have like two liquids, and you they have
new
different
rapper or something.
So like if two liquids have different mass, and you let them sit in a thing, like the lighter liquid will go to the top, and the heavier to the bottom. Yeah. And then if you have a titration flask,
lava lamp.
That basically, like a titration flask is a thing where you can open the bottom, so you can have it drain out from the bottom.
So you only get that
one
one
liquid. So it's like to separate two. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Don't ask me what he was titrating or what the materials are that were in the video. Something sciencey, I don't know. Some kind of extraction from some plant or another. But he was just like, "Hey Ben, I got some good science going on in the backyard. If you want to like film it for some B-roll stuff."
Nice.
I was like, "Oh, perfect."
Okay. Hell yeah!
And so like I got a lot of mileage out of the titration. There's a lot of like good effects that came out of that in that video.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. Okay. Now I remember which one that is, because I remember one that was like, it seemed like snow falling, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like big chunks and it was like rain. I'm guessing
the bit where it's just the audio from before the unicorn Frankenspike.
Oh my God.
Where it's just us talking and like the attempts happening. Like the whole background of that is just like the titration footage, but like zoomed in and then like reversed. So it's like it's going up from the water instead of falling down into the water, and like
sick.
So you just stumbled upon that. Your roommate was doing that and you're like, all right, I'll film it. And then you're like, oh, maybe I can put it in.
I had intended to get just a lot more. It's not science footage. It's like faux science footage, just like gratuitously sciencey looking shots. You know, doesn't matter what's actually happening or if there's any scientific method, but just like, you know, I wanted a lot of like, because in the previous edit, in the summer research portfolio, I had gotten some clips of the same roommate, Devin, was doing some spot welding stuff, and got some like really cool up close shots of that, and they're just like sparks and electric stuff, and like I don't know, I feel like it works nicely for just like new kendama tricks and concepts and stuff. I sort of like the idea of like a science lab theme,
totally,
you know, and like mixing chemicals and shit like that,
like mad scientist vibes kind of thing.
Yeah, and so like, as with every video I make, I ended up being totally different than what I was thinking when I was filming any of those individual bits. Mm-hmm. So all right. It didn't actually go with the mad scientist theme, but like just some stuff like that I had gotten ended up being really, really good B-roll.
Hell yeah.
Like there's two clips where the whole background is just like a bunch of tiny little bubbles.
Yeah.
And that was from a reusable coffee cup, much like this reusable coffee cup, out in my backyard, and it was full of coffee, and so there's like condensation forming on the clear lid. So I had my camera like pointed straight down at it and just like recorded the condensation happening for
that's pretty
10 minutes or something, and then, you know, like zoomed it in so it's all just the bubbles, and then maybe it was like sped up like 10 times and reversed or what, I don't even remember, but like
that's cool.
Just stuff like that where like I have no idea what I'm going to use it for at the time, but I just know like this is a cool like texture, you know, and like there's so much that you can do with just like a cool texture.
Totally. Yeah, and you're kind of taking
just like layering stuff.
I was gonna say, and you're taking things like that, not just like putting the shot of it, but you're like layering it over other like kendama tricks and stuff, and like having it like like contrast that with like all kind of crazy like visual shit going on. That's a really cool approach to it.
For sure. I kind of wanted like, this is somewhat like a post hoc reasoning for what was in the moment, just how it came out and just kind of like following my heart, but I like to think of it as like it's kendama tricks minus the setting, you know? Like it doesn't matter where this happened, you know, because like
that's you can't tell at all.
You can't tell where it is, and that's like when I'm filming, that's kind of what it feels like. Is it's like it's me and there's the trick happening, and like I am somewhere in the world, but that's it doesn't matter. Who cares? You know, like it's where the actual thing is happening is like the idea space, you know, where like I'm out there fumbling blindly for these concepts that I'm like, it should be just up here. It should be right.
Whoa.
In the bend zone.
And so that was like kind of how I felt it came out. It was like a good representation of that. And don't get me wrong, I like a good scenic edit and everything, but
right. But personally, what you want to make
for what this was, it was kind of like if I could have done the entire thing in like the last section where it's all black and it's just me and it's just all black, like maybe I would have done that. Although I do really like how the first section came out editing wise.
Yeah,
and it was really like the whole first section. Those are all daytime clips that are outside in mostly like kind of green, like the park areas where there's like plants and all of that stuff.
Hell yeah!
And so like that would have been like a nice, happy, friendly daytime vibe.
Yeah.
But I said, no, fuck that.
Yeah, right.
This is serious.
This is serious, yeah. I was going to say, too, that's a cool thing, because, like, edits always have, like, different vibes and shit, but there's kind of different, like, types of edits where, like, there's, like you're saying, the scenic ones where, you know, you're maybe on a trip or a road trip or something, and you're just, like, stopping and filming a quick trick along the way, something like that. And then there's also, like, where you're, like, your edit, like Fringe Case, where you're taking a dive into this, like, exploration of new shit, like, you're doing, whether it's new for you or new to the game, you know, it's just, you're doing, like, focusing on the tricks. Like, it's not, like, oh, I'm on this trip, like, look at where I am, and it's cool, and I got a kendama with me. It's, no, look at these tricks, like, fuck where I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's exactly
it's like, that's an edit for the kendama players, not for, like, you know what I mean? Like, other people are going to watch it and be like, okay, well, this is a good, cool, like, the tricks look hard, but I don't really get it. I like the one with the cool background, you know?
Yeah,
but if you're a fucking nerd about it, you know what's going on, then you're like, oh, shit, did you see what he just fucking did? Fuck those trees.
Yeah.
Look at this thing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is, like, the tricks for that video, almost all of them were things that I had to grind for, like, so many different days.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine.
Like, there's gotta be, like, I could probably count on one hand, like, tricks in that video that I got the day that I started filming them or the day that I thought of them. Like, most of them were, like, you know, you think of it and you start filming it knowing that you probably won't get it.
Yeah, you're
day.
just trying to get honed on it, right? And then hoping you fucking fluke out and get it for whatever reason.
Sometimes it's that, and sometimes it's like there's not even that much to get honed on, and it's like I have to get this 95% of the trick. Yeah. I have to do that part right several hundred times so that one of them, the last 5%, I'll get lucky on.
Exactly, yeah.
And you just know, like, on any given day, I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to film an edit trick. And, like, I know I'm probably going home with nothing. Yeah. And, like, that's just part of it. Dude, and then any day that I did get an edit trick, it was like, that's like a holiday, you know? It's, like, super, super hyped.
I fucking feel that so hard, dude. Fuck.
So how long did it take for completion?
To make? 18 months of filming.
Ooh.
Which is, what is that, like 500 days? And like 50 tricks, so that's like 1 in 10 days, maybe, I got a trick. That's not bad, actually.
I mean, when you consider...
It felt like it was a lot further in between, but...
But, I mean, you'd be working and shit in between that, too. It's not like you're, like, grinding all day, every day, right?
No,
so, like...
no. And what I wish I had done was, like, time-tracked the whole thing. Because, like, it was for that project for, like, the whole time, right from the beginning, you know? There was never, like, what am I going to do with these clips? And then, like, it turned into that.
Okay.
So if I had thought ahead, I wish I had kept track of, like, you know, like, this date, grinded for this many hours, null.
Yeah.
No, you know, nothing. This date, this many hours, nothing. And then, like, just have a file that would show me, like, actually how many hours I put in for that.
Yeah.
Because I can only really estimate. It's over 100. I think I can say that, but other than that, it's kind of just, like, estimating.
Yeah.
That's gnar. That would be like you make some spreadsheets and shit out of that, like Ben 1, trick 14, you know, like whatever.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And it'd be really cool to just play with the numbers and be like how long did the average length trick take, or whatever that's is.
Gnarly.
But I didn't have that idea until about halfway through, so next time.
Yep.
Next 1.5 long project, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But dude, no, it was definitely really good. I think like a lot of people have said all over SNS and stuff, like it really opened the box or the, you know, broke the frame of what current kendama was like, and showed that there are people that are out there that are, you know, who have ideas of different tricks or approaching things a little differently.
Yeah.
And it's it's good that you have, a huge sponsor to push, because I know there's a lot of slayers out there who don't have any sponsors who fucking kill.
It's true.
But being able to really get your name out there and shit, like, and now as we see other people doing it, hashtag like inspired by Fringe Case. It's like it's pretty rad.
Yeah.
And
I love seeing it. I love just anytime someone builds off of any of those concepts or anything.
Yeah.
Like,
hell yeah, man. That's like what
makes
that's
it all
just
worth
what
it.
makes I was gonna say what makes the grind worth it, right? When you finally get it. It's like not only did I get it, but like for me, but I'm showing this to these people who get to take it and turn it into their own thing. And that's like I feel you 100% on that. It's so sick. Like, every time I see someone doing the fucking deconstruction tricks and they tag me in it, I'm just like, yes, yes, show me more. Let's go.
Yeah, right. Oh man. But I wanted to say that your other edits too, like, in a way, I almost feel like they're like books or possibly chapters in books. All your edits, like, they're all similar. Like, they're all written. All these novels are written by the same author, but it's a different story. And I feel like that's something that's really strong with your tricks and your edits, because most people are just just playing kendama, and which is good and fine, but
yeah, they're allowed to do that.
Yeah, I mean, totally.
I'll allow it this time.
Yeah, right. But it seems like a career. Like, if you're thinking about like music and bands, like writing albums, and it's like, this album, they took this kind of approach. It was different. Some people liked it, some people didn't. And then the next album, maybe they added some more synthesizers or something,
Sure.
Compared to the bands who are just like, okay, I'm just going to continue with what I know is successful.
Yeah. Or like post a single each week.
Oh
yeah.
Or something like that. It's the musical equivalent of IG clips.
Yeah, right.
Right. But yeah, I think that's another something that's pretty specific with your style and your play.
Cool. That's nice to think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right? It's hard to really like feel that when it's your own videos.
Yes.
Yes. Like, maybe everyone feels the same way about their edits that I do about mine, but yeah, that's cool of you to say that.
Yeah, definitely. It's good. Yeah, it is. It's good, and it is refreshing, and it's good that it's on YouTube. It's good that it's more than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of YouTube edits recently that are just like 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes. I'm like,
I know.
Guys.
Like, I went all the way to the trouble of opening a tab, searching for it and everything, and it's 2 minutes.
Wait, are you talking about like the me and Tio edit, Sumima sending? Because that was like 2 minutes 50 seconds. Come on.
Your words.
It
not
was
mine.
close.
Oh man, but
that edit was sick though.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
real quick.
That was sick.
Props on that.
Props to Tio
was
for
really
putting
good.
her together.
Sending.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that name?
Oh, that's been like a fucking thing we've said for years. I don't even know who came up with it. I just remember being like running around Japan.
Some Japan trip.
Yeah, like, sumimasen. Oh, we're sumimasending. Like, fucking just.
What happened with the dude on the bike? He crashed into somebody, hit the tripod?
No, we just had the tripod set up, and the dude, like, was on the... It was one of those, like, Yamato dudes, like the fucking, like, mailman guys. In Japan, they have, like, the bike with a big trailer on the back of it, like, full of boxes and shit. And this guy fucking came around the corner right at the camera, and I thought he was gonna get it. And, like, I think I might have just been fucking around, exaggerating, too, just to, like, fuck with Tio, because he was, like, around the corner, couldn't see it, and he was like, oh... Because it was his camera, right? So I was kind of like, oh! Like,
oh, man.
Yeah. That was all, like,
nice.
right next to Moo Moo Coffee.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Nice. But, yeah, I mean, no, that was a good one. Everyone go check it out. Sumimasen. Sumimasen means excuse me in Japanese.
Yes, it does.
Let's dive into, so, I do a lot of interviews. I do the shotgun interviews when I have a chance to talk with some of the pros, and when they come to Japan, I do something really quick. But here on the podcast, we got you for a while. I mean, we've already been grinding almost an hour.
Oh, so we have.
But I would like to take the opportunity to go deeper and hear about your beginnings with GT. Like, who noticed you? How'd you get the connection? How'd you get started? Was it just when you ordered one of the last kendamas or something, they sent you a package and Matt Rice wrote a letter on the back saying, yo, stop paying for this shit. You're on the team.
No, it was not. It was nothing like that. So, well, for this story, we got to go all the way back to the glorious KenCo era.
Ooh.
So when I was sort of coming up, what's the timeline here? Like 2014 to 2015, right. I started just really playing Zens pretty hardcore, and at the time, basically, like, if you took like the top 20 kendama players in the world, like 15 of them were on KenCo.
It's true.
Okay, they just had like this dominance
there was stats
over like the community skill level. Yeah, and like I think that was really all it was. I told myself I liked the kendamas, but like I think it was more just kind of like the culture, KenCo had this sort of vibe that's hard to explain now.
That's true.
Okay.
And yeah, so
were you living near them?
No, so I lived in Reno, Nevada, which is like 4 hours inland from where I live now. It's like just the next state over. You're from America, you know about Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but I've heard of it.
I assume people like even in other states in the U.S. like don't even really know what like.
Yeah.
It's this. It has Vegas. It's if you go all the way to the bottom, there's Vegas, but then like the rest of it is just like empty desert, and then there's Reno up there somewhere. So that's where I grew up, and there weren't really any kendama players near me. There was the Carson Valley guys like Joey Swisher, Austin Bachman.
Oh yeah.
And Christian Einetter, actually, like back then, they were kind of all within an hour of me, but we never like seshed that much. So I was mostly just solo grinding on my own. I'd just be, taking dabs in my room and just solo grinding, just late into the night, and that was like what kendama was for me.
All right,
and I think that sort of, as cheesy as this sounds, like that sort of shaped me as a player. Like, it's always been like a personal journey for me, and like I like hanging out with other people playing kendama, but like it's not a team game, and like you have to want it.
I feel that
and so like I don't know, it makes it a little bit harder for me to like compared to some other people, I guess, like to proselytize, like to put kendamas in new people's hands and like try to get them into it. Because I just know like
dog calling it.
Yeah. Like I just know like I'm really into it, and that's why I am doing this. But like, it's unrealistic to expect that everyone
would feel the
like
same way,
would do that or would get into it that deeply, and like. I can't imagine being just sort of into it, just having like picking it up every once in a while and messing with it, but not really caring. Like, there's no middle ground for me there. So it's like, I don't tell people like, yeah, come out to our sesh on Saturday if they're like have just picked it up. 'Cause like, you probably won't like it. We're just going to be like grinding. We're just grinding for like hours. It might be really boring.
Right.
But if you're trying to come grind, if you're trying to come get some good hours in, that's a whole other story. Anyway, so
KenCo,
So KenCo, that was the dream. In 2015, my homies in San Jose, who are now my housemates, hit me up because I had been wanting to move out here, and they let me know that Jason Morrison was opening up a store called Kendama Syndicate. Ooh. That was just a kendama store, just kendamas, nothing but kendamas on their own. And obviously that seemed like a good opportunity, so I sent him an email, and he checked out my videos, and we started talking, and then about a week later I moved out here, and I got to spend my first year living outside my parents' house, just working at a kendama store.
That's sick.
So I basically like got like 6 hours of practice every day, paid, and didn't have to do anything else. That's where I met Jacob Lowe. Ooh, his parents. When I started there, he had been playing like 6 months, and he was just insane. He was just phenomenal already.
I can only imagine. And
he was also like 14, I'm sure. And
that kid's crazy.
let me think. Yeah. He his parents would just drop him off after school at the shop, and like at least for like the second half of that year, the local boom had kind of died. So like there wasn't really any reason for the store to be there except that the lease didn't expire for another 4 months or something.
Okay.
And so like I had very few duties. And it was basically like Jacob's parents would drop him off, and from whatever it was, like 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., we would just be grinding and just playing Ken back and forth like 4 or 5 nights a week.
Damn.
For months and months on end. And like he and I both got so much better during that year.
Yeah.
I would imagine so. With that much grinding, you'd have to be.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And he was just like he was at a perfect level. He's always been at a perfect level for me where like
we just each other.
Yeah. We can both try stuff that is legitimately challenging for us in the Ken game without it being like something the other person has no chance of doing, you know? It's like if one of us can get it in a couple tries, the other one also has a chance of getting it in a couple tries.
Yeah.
Our skill sets have split a little bit more now. He's better than me at all kinds of stuff and vice versa, but like that was definitely like that changed the whole thing for me. It was just like getting all that practice time.
Okay.
And he showed how fucking serious he was about it too, of course.
Right.
And he was on the BLK team, BLK Kendama, which was the same thing as Kendama Syndicate. Like it was the brand that was run by that same guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had like a team of little high school kids who were all, just crushing it back in the day, and they all pretty much fell off except Jacob. Like once the store closed.
Yeah.
So, March 2015 is when I moved out there. I worked in that store until March 2016, and then the store closed, and I still really wanted to be on Kendama, and I had a couple people on the team that were like pushing for me to be on it, and
nice,
trying to get stuff moving, but Kendama needed a certain amount of activation energy for anything to actually happen. It's like you have to really get the ball moving, and it's a heavy ball. So it never panned out, even though there were people that were kind of telling me like, dude, keep at it. Like we see you, we got a spot for you pretty soon.
Yeah.
But it was never now. Yeah. And then, basically, Jake Weens hit me up and like popped the question.
Out of the blue?
Yeah, more or less. And I knew him because he was also in the Bay Area at the time, so like, I didn't see him that often, but I had gone up to some like San Francisco Tuesday sessions,
All right, yeah.
So it wasn't a total stranger, but he called me and basically popped the question, and I didn't say yes. I was still like, I was very on the fence about like, I felt like I was so close to being on Kendama. And I hadn't ever really like jammed grain theories that much,
Right.
I didn't dislike them, but I just hadn't really experienced them that much.
About it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Like I had never bought one. I had never paid full price for one.
Yeah, because they're sold out so quickly.
And I was buying $20 Zens. I was I could get 5 Natty Zens for that price. Exactly. Why would
put a little wormhole myself right here?
Oh yeah.
So like he talked to me, and then Matt Rice talked to me.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about it somewhere in some notebook. I still have like a pro and con chart where I was trying to decide. Like I was like, Kendama, grain theory, and like wrote all these things down. None of which ended up actually being accurate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, none of the pros or the cons were what I thought they were.
Oh, that's funny.
It's pretty much all pros. Like, if I went back and wrote it down. And that was before the fiery death of Kendama.
Fiery
so
death.
that was in hindsight, like Jake Weens like tackled me out from in front of the bus that was coming on
saved
at
your
60
life.
miles an hour, you know? Yeah. It ended up looking really, really good on me. It looked like I had some weird insider knowledge, and like just a month before all of that happened, I was like, actually, I'm gonna be over here.
Nice. So at that time, who was on Grain Theory? You weren't like the only one on the team at that time, right?
No. So it was Stod was the pro, and then they had
Prospects were there.
Yeah. So Prospects. So that was
iNetter.
So yeah, Stod had his pro model already. Yeah, and then there was Two Bears and iNetter.
Yeah.
Right.
Were the Prospects, and then
quick question.
Yeah.
Can anyone pronounce Two Bears' last name?
Yeah, it's Eater All Day.
Oh,
Eater all
there
day.
you go, everyone.
Yeah.
Nerds eat her all day.
Exactly.
That's his last name.
Yeah.
Not your turtle.
Yeah. No, I like
right.
I always liked Eat a Turtle Dude.
Eat a turtle dude.
Turtle dude.
Yeah, Nick Eat a Turtle Dude.
Eat a
but
turtle
yeah, it's
dude.
Eater All Day.
Shit.
Oh man. I miss that guy.
Everyone knows. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
so it was them. The flow team was maybe just like Steph and Hong Boots. I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Was that when Hong was on the team though? Because he was on like Roots before that, right?
Yeah, I think he got on GT just shortly before me.
Oh, okay.
Like by a few months or something.
Mm.
But yeah, so it was actually Stod hitting me up that finally like moved the balance all the way in that way.
Nice.
Okay.
And like, you know, Rice had asked me and Jake had asked me, and I was torn, you know, I was considering it, and then Stod basically like buttered me up, you know.
Nice.
He hit me up, and like Stod was still like just like absolutely like an idol for me, you know, no cap. Now it feels like we're, you know, brothers in arms, but like at the time, like COTK in general was like I grew up watching them.
Oh yeah.
You know, they when I was getting good, they were good, and they were like what I was looking at of like in the same way like the Zen team was for that time. I was like these people are doing what I want to do. So like having Nick Stod just message me and say like, "Hey dude, like I just want to say like I think you're dope, and you know I'd love to have you on my team." And all that. And I was like, "Oh my god, it's Nick Stod!"
Yeah, right. What are you doing this Friday? You want to go see a movie?
Man, that's so funny.
And then it was that, and Matt Rice sent me a Stod mod without me saying yes, just like try our new shape.
Okay.
And if you hate it, it doesn't matter. And if you like it, like there's a spot for you.
Nice.
And before I even found out that I loved it, I was like, that's pretty sick. That's a pretty sick move.
That is a good move.
And not just that, but I never got one free thing from Kendama. Throughout all of that time, even when they were like trying to get me to keep repping and hashtagging because we will have a spot for you.
Really? They never once
and it was like,
hooked you with anything.
They never no, and I was buying a lot of shit from them, you know, and they never even like you always see on the Facebook Kendama community like, oh wow, they hooked it up with an extra freshie. They're like, we send out 10 free Kendamas in orders each day. It could be you. Yeah. It was never me.
Oh jeez.
Which is fine. I'm not saying I deserve free shit from Kendama, but that was still like it was
I think
really
a lot of people would argue that.
You know?
I think you did deserve free shit from Kendama. I think they fucked up.
It's not for me to say whether I deserve free shit from Kendama.
But who knows, man? If they had given you free shit, maybe you would have made that choice differently, and then you would have been fucking hit by that bus. Who knows?
I know. I would have been on Kendama for like a full 3 weeks.
Yeah, you would have got so mud.
Oh man,
poor kid.
Poor son.
Yeah. I like to think I would have Caleb Jeffrey'd out the day before they closed.
Yes. Respect for that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, who knows? There's an alternate reality where that happens.
Yeah, man. There's
where
I had more cons than pros written down, and I was like, no, you know what? I'm sticking to my guns. Man, on that note, there's another alternate reality where KenCo made it, and they're still kicking. Who knows?
Can you imagine their 2019 shape?
Oh my god!
Imagine if KenCo
Oh man,
I can't. I wonder.
I can't either.
Right? Gur's still making Damas.
Yeah.
Or maybe they finally would have made the crow model.
Yeah.
Which one?
The crow model, the Velcro crow model.
Oh yeah,
Velcro.
Those were pretty sick.
Hell yeah. KenCo was always good for that. Like the like there was the crow model, the Cotato, like that shit that they would do on like April Fools and shit. That shit was really on point and funny.
The Cotato was so awesome.
Yeah, the Cotato
man.
was really awesome.
They bought one bag of potatoes and they made so much money.
So fucking funny, man. So funny. Oh. Hell yeah.
So that was it, and that was the start of GT.
Yeah. So
and
it was, June 2016 is when I got on the team.
Hell yeah.
And then how long until they asked you to make your own model?
6 months.
Decent.
That's pretty quick, no? Yeah.
So I got to skip the prospect team. I just went from flow right to the pro spot, and then Christian made his mod at the same time.
Nice.
So that was beginning of 2017. And,
right.
And then we released him at Sakura Classic that April.
Hell yeah.
Nice. There's a sick video out, everyone. You can go check it out. See them explaining it at the RWB, RIP.
But possibly the first time anyone's released their mod and then immediately won the event with the mod at which they released the mod.
Okay.
It's happened since then. Alex
I
Mitchell
was just gonna
did
say. Last
weekend.
Yeah.
But it's really every time I see that now, I'm like, oh, nice, sick move.
Yeah. That's big moves. That's very big moves. That's sick.
Right. Nice. That's pretty sick, dude. That's good shit. You know, I think everybody knows what a great company Grain Theory is.
Yeah.
And so
I hope so.
It's a
I certainly
good
think
spot.
it is.
Yeah.
They treat me well.
Thanks.
And so making that mod, man, like what was that like? Like was that like one of your favorite things of like this whole experience, or is it like kind of more of a pain in the ass, like going down there and like dealing with like, oh, I don't know if I like this cut this big, or if I don't like, were you very like, did you know exactly what you wanted like going into it, or was it like a hard process for you kind of thing?
It was kind of neither. Like, I went down there with only the foggiest idea of what I wanted, which was like take a GT tall boy, saw the top of the spike off, and move the cups down.
Nice.
So it's like a sumo,
tall boy sumo,
style.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And like before I knew I was getting a pro mod, I just wanted us to make those. I just wanted the GT Fat Boy.
Nice, the Fat Boy. That's a good name.
Yeah, but like that was the only thing that I had in my head when it was time to make a pro model. You know, and I was like, I don't have any complaints about either like the GT1 or the Stod mod. So like, I'm just gonna run with the one idea that I have.
Yeah. And you were cool with the natty?
Yeah. I was all about raw ash at that point.
Raw ash is sick.
So like that was my plan, and then we kind of just freestyled the Serato in CAD.
Yeah.
And I wanted like fat shoulders, like fat wing zones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got them.
Yeah. Oh,
they are fat.
Oh yeah. It's great. It wings.
Hell yeah. So what that was like you said 2016 when you designed that mod, right?
No, 2017.
Okay, so it was 3 years ago now. So after these 3 years, are you still like stoked on how it is? Or is there changes you would like to make or anything like that? Or are you looking to do updates? Any little sneak peeks you want to give the nerds? Or
there's so it's time for an update. Yeah, it's a 2017 shape. But also due to some manufacturing wrinkles, for most of 2017 we didn't have any like mods basically. So like we made them and there was like a few batches, and then just like it was kind of just like a dry year after that due to some various manufacturing things.
Yes.
So like out of those 3 years, it's only been the last 2 that we've like had them the whole time. I mean, I had them, but
yeah.
For sale, I mean. I wasn't out there like.
Well, I mean, when you're
using
grinding
to destroy like my one pro model.
Dude, when you're grinding 5 hours a day and shit like that, you can't just have one Dama. That's just
that's
not how this works.
So I would say I'm happy with how it's held up. Like,
all the new shapes and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think any other shape from 2017 can hold up in 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
Like, in that same way. Like, I'm still playing it. It's still my main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I'm trying to update some things, you know? I got some changes that I want to make.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It was, making it was weirdly easy, though. Like, I had 2 days extra at the end where everyone in the shop was like, change more things. Like, we need to try, like, this is your only chance.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. It's kind of perfect. Yeah. It's fine. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of exactly how I want it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How many like duds were there where you tested this and like, oh, okay, actually spend another like 30 to an hour to carve out another one? Normally play for 5 minutes.
There were like 4 or 5 iterations, I think.
Okay.
Like the very first of which we didn't even bore the cups out, so they still have like the cones
on
each cup, you know? And you know, doesn't fit together.
Yeah,
it's just
no
like 2
hole.
pieces.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have them. They're hanging
you have them
in
all.
the
That's
kendama
cool.
graveyard. Yeah. You guys have seen the kendama graveyard in my yard?
I have seen that, yeah.
Like that I film in front of sometimes, all the old...
Yeah, it's like a bunch of Damas like hung on a string, like hanging up like prayer flags or some shit.
Yeah, or like Christmas lights.
Yeah, or Christmas lights. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, there's actually Christmas lights like woven in it.
Amazing.
So
I was gonna say you should like
really
get
cool.
some lights and stick them in like all the Tama holes or some shit.
Yeah. So I have that original like the V1, the first thing that ever got turned, where we pretty much immediately were like, all right, this Serato's too big. Like, I didn't even get to like try to put it together. It was just like, yeah, we got to fix that immediately.
That's funny.
Nice.
So do you have plans to finish that guy, put it together, and see what it's like, or what?
No, actually, because somewhere maybe Adrian has it actually.
He'll make it work.
Yeah, I'll scoop those cups out for you, bud.
The next version, like right after that, is still like compared to the final design. It's like the Serato's even fatter.
Whoa!
But it's like a full Ken, you know, and I like somewhere like there's that on just a tall boy Tama, and it's just like this crazy prototype that's doesn't feel like anything else that exists.
That's
I think Adrian still has that somewhere, but
that's super sick.
So that's the earliest playable one.
Nice.
Ooh. So with all of the the even the prospects and the pros, of course, on GT, everyone gets their little like a logo, their little emblem they make. You chose a pug.
Yeah.
What's the story behind the
cross-eyed,
not cross-eyed, but crosses on his eyes?
Hey, he looks
pug.
good, okay? Don't make fun of him. So that was my childhood dog. His name was Isaac.
Okay.
I got him on my 10th birthday. And when did he pass? He passed in this last year sometime at the ripe old age of 14.
Oh.
Maybe 13.
That's pretty good for a pug.
Yeah. It's pretty good. They got all kinds of health issues.
I was gonna
and stuff,
say, yeah.
And, you know, as a kid, I always imagined like in theory, I would grow up sometime and move out, and when that happened, I would like Isaac would come with me because he was my little dude, you know. But then, like, I grew up and moved out, and just kind of immediately realized, like, that'd be so irresponsible of me. Like, he's got 2 middle-aged, middle-class parents with a house that they own and a yard, and they both have jobs and no kids anymore. So, like, he gets all of the resources.
Yeah. Just his own house, basically.
Exactly, yeah. His entire own house, and, like, you know, there's pugs cost a lot with all the vet visits and
Yeah.
like getting their stomach pumped once a year when they eat some shit that they're not supposed to eat, and it was just better for him to have like a disposable income that could go directly into his. Exactly.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm happy that he got to spend like his final few years in just the ultimate luxury.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when a dog passes a certain age and there's just no rules anymore, and they can kind of have whatever they want.
They don't give a fuck.
Like, hey man,
just like,
you're gonna,
man, I've been sitting for you for 10 years. Not today, buddy. Just give me the fucking treat. I don't care.
Exactly. You want bacon? Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not worried about your cholesterol at this point.
No, hell yeah. Well,
so was that a quick decision when you're like thinking of the logo? Like, it's gonna be my pup.
Yeah, I don't really remember. Actually, the first one. I still have. I gotta find the original stamp. The original logo was the pug face, but on like a human body, and the human body was doing a tricking move called a rocket boy, which is like a pike, but you cross grab here, and this arm's down, like you do it in a backflip, and you like kick these legs up.
Yeah.
And it kind of ended up being like, if you didn't know what you were looking for, it didn't look like anything, you know. Like it was too niche of a design to where like to the average person it doesn't look like it's not recognizable as like, oh, it's mid backflip or anything like that. So we ended up going with just the face. But yeah, I don't really remember like much of the process for that besides that. My friend Michelle made the logo for me.
All right.
And and then like a year later, this dude Raymond in Mexico got it tattooed on his ankle.
Hell yeah.
That was exciting.
Oh, Raymond.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Without my name.
Oh, okay. It's just the pug.
It's way sicker.
That is
just
way
like
sicker.
You take that out and it's just the crown and the face.
Yeah.
I don't need my actual last name on someone's ankle.
Yeah.
You hear that, nerds? Don't tattoo my name on your ankle.
Uh-oh.
Unless you want to make them upset.
Yeah.
I will not repost it.
I will not.
Don't bother tagging me.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's good. So I got a question. You kind of brought it up just now. So put these in order of importance. Kendama, pugs, tricking.
Ooh. It's kendama and then tricking between those two at this point. That's more. I think of tricking more as just like my my secret dark origin story.
Yeah.
And my tricking goal right now is to just stay limber, so that if I need to, I can do a corkscrew at some point whenever. I want to be able to do just a cork, just a very basic, you know. It's like a lunar flip of tricking.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do it. I want to be able to do that until I'm like 80.
Hell yeah.
You know? And I have no interest in like pushing myself further than that.
I feel
because I put some time in, and I can contribute a lot more in the kendama world than I can in the tricking world at this point.
It's like how I feel about skateboarding. I understand you.
Yeah. For sure. It's like, it's not worth the strain on your body at a certain point.
But I'm going to get that kickflip
right.
until I can't walk anymore.
There you go. Yeah. Skating is something that I didn't realize how much I liked until I was already so deep in tricking that I just felt like I can't have two hobbies that will destroy my body like this.
Fair enough.
At this point, I feel like I can't even have one. You know, I'm doing some very, very light tricks occasionally, but like, I think I missed the skateboarding window. I don't think my body could like handle. I mean, getting seriously into it.
I think the thing with that too is that you don't have to like go out and be like, yo, I'm gonna go kickflip this 18 stair. You know, you can just fucking roll around, have some fun. You know.
Yeah, it's true, and that's not. I'm still like, I still try every once in a while. You know, to figure some shit out like that.
Yeah.
But it's the just like standing on the board on flat ground and like doing a trick and landing.
Yeah.
To me is like, that's the part that I would care about. Like the traveling and going over stuff and all of that is like, it's dope and I like to see it, but like if I got into skateboarding, I'd be like, all right, I want to just be able to stand here and then just like flip it and then just land again.
That
like,
Rodney Mullen steez, the flatland shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, that's pretty sick. That's like less harmful for the body than fucking hopping on rails and shit.
It is.
That's where you really get hurt when you're moving fast and shit. That's where you really get hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Doing 10 stairs
but man,
and stuff.
Yeah.
So the kendama is a perfect fit if you just want to stand still.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing, really. That's always like, I always tell people, if I'm explaining kendama to people, I like using using skateboarding as an analogy and just saying like, it's like, it's exactly the same game, but a different shaped piece of wood.
Yeah, basically. You know? Yeah.
Right.
That you can't
but
quite ride.
Other than that, it's the same. Yeah, but you know, there's bunny hops.
Oh yeah.
You know, you do the bunny hop trick. It's a little bit more hands, less feet, somewhat.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
So how much of your tricking experience has converted over to your ideas for kendama tricks? Anything?
I would say it's more like I came into kendama with the right software already in my brain to understand how like arrays of tricks relate to one another, and like, you know, when people like try to spike and they don't get it and they're like, wow, I could never do this, you know? It's like they in their head it's like trying to spike it is a test of like, am I capable of this? And then it misses and they're like, oh, I guess I'm not capable of it. Like that frame of mind had like long since been shattered from tricking, you know, because for 6 years or something I had already been getting good at a thing in that same way where like something seems impossible and then like a year later you can do it and you're like, wow, remember when this seemed impossible?
Totally. Yeah.
And just like the same, I don't know, I think about tricks as like this kind of giant, however many dimensions grid where there's all of these dots. Yeah, all these dots that are connected in, I say multiple dimension, or like weird numbers of dimensions, because it's not like in a 3D grid where like each dot is connected to 6 other dots, you know? And this is like each dot is connected to like 10 or 20 other dots, and it's like,
at least.
But like, I kind of understood how that worked and how to like be like, well, people do this variation on this.
Yes.
And they also do similar things with this, but not that. And so like you sort of, you know, like,
so you're like finding a gap in the grid kind of thing.
So exactly. And like you become aware of a point in the grid that exists,
but hasn't been explored
without even knowing. Yeah. And maybe you don't even know what it would look like or anything, but you're like, I know, you know, like X can apply to Y and X can apply to Z. So like, what if Y applies to Z?
Yeah.
And like, and then you're like, oh, that's this new thing and no one's doing that.
Totally.
And so like, it became like just part of the process in my brain already.
Yeah. Like a prime example is
weird.
like you're saying, like when you grab the string and you spin the fucking, the cowboy thing we were talking about earlier. What do you actually call that, by the way?
I was going to say, is there a name? The cowboy thing.
So now it's called loop.
Loop. Okay.
And that's like that's like a pretty general term for like any of those.
So like Tama loop or Ken loop kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And when I started doing them, it was only ever out of the goon circle.
Yeah.
Or,
okay.
It started with, like spacewalk string swap. It's like a spacewalk swap spike, but you grab the string a little bit above the ball and you swing the ball.
Yeah. Okay.
And then during that month in 2018 where I just did a goon circle trick every day, one of the breakthroughs of that month was I figured out how to get that motion, but from the goon circle, which is like, compared to the spacewalk one, is like, it's meant to be. It's like, the kendama was designed to do this trick. It's eerie. I think that about a few tricks, like Inward Lunar Rover is one. Every time I do a rover, I'm just like, God, it's like the perfect trick. It's like they designed it for this.
Yeah.
But they designed it for Moshikame, and it's just totally coincidental that all of this other stuff works so well.
Yeah. Well, that and like the evolution of the shape to make it so, but yeah.
Yeah. Like, so at first it was just something like, it was like you do a goon circle and you catch it here on the string and it naturally swings into that loop. And like the same thing where like the side where you grab it, that stays taut and swings. And then the other side, like if you do the goon and you pinch near the Ken, the ball thinks you just did a regular goon circle.
So it
like
keeps that same momentum that it would if it just did it regular.
The ball just knows that the string that was pulling on it has gone slack, and it behaves in that same way. It doesn't know that you grabbed the string and not the Ken.
Yeah.
But over on the Ken side, a whole other thing happens. But then then it wasn't until Bonds told me to do that J-stick one, and then I got that for Fringe Case, and like that was the first time that it had happened not out of a goon circle.
Okay.
And so like now it's kind of all of a sudden there's like you could do it from all of these other things that aren't goon circle, and that's when like the term loop came into play, because before that I was just calling it a string swap.
Wow. I would have totally gone titty twister, like
titty twister.
I got other tricks that could be called titty twister. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay,
Coming soon. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's loop now, and now I'm sort of uncomfortably like oscillating between saying goon loop or goon string swap. When I'm talking about those original ones.
Yeah.
Because now you see it in this new framework, and it's like, oh, it's just one of those out of this.
Yeah.
Whereas before, like, that was the only way that I knew about to do it.
Yeah. I think the majority of people will just call it the Fringe Case thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. It's a Ben goon.
But yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That could be all these other things, though.
It could be.
We got to save that name for whatever the real one is.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's an hour and a half already.
Just about.
I opened up. Yeah. So, Damanerds connected with KenEntertainment. I got a Patreon page. There's a bunch of awesome people who are supporting the shit that I put out, as well as the Damanerds, and I let them know that you would be coming on the show, Ben, and give them a chance to ask you a few questions. So I want to go through these questions right now with you.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see if we can blast through some of these. Marcus Todd gave me a buttload. Okay, let's see.
Shout out Marcus Todd.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Share a story about being offered a spot on the GT team, first meeting Jake Rice and other teammates. Got that done.
Oh, I got a good one, though, actually, real quick. Rice hit me up before anyone else, like, before Jake or anyone had been like, hey, we want you on Grain Theory, and had just messaged me and said, hey, are you looking for a sponsorship? And to this day, I have no idea if he was talking about Grain Theory, but in my head, I was like, he means deal with it. And so it never even got to like, hey, which company are you talking about? I was just like, no, I just really want to be on Kendama. Like, I appreciate it. And he was like, all right, man, good luck. And so like, I've never asked him if that was like going to be a deal with it question or a Grain Theory question.
That's hilarious.
It hadn't even occurred to me. Like, I was like, Jake Weeds is Grain Theory. Matt Rice, yeah, he's deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some people still don't realize that Matt Rice is half of Grain Theory.
Yeah, totally.
He's such a shadowy figure.
Yeah, he's behind the scenes. Such a shadowy figure. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Next one, hit me.
Another one. I think this is another one we kind of covered. Ask Ben about the development of Fringe Case stories, stuff from parts of the process of making it, meanings from the beginnings with ideas and notebooks, starting to lay some tricks, stacking clips, feeling like the clips are enough for the editing, showing close friends the finished product, releasing at NACO, and now seeing people from all over the world expanding on the trick that you brought into the collective Dama sphere. We covered that.
Yeah. That's a lot of stuff.
Right?
But yeah, for sure. I have a piece of paper here under my laptop that's actually like the part of the note sheet that had all the tricks that I was trying to do. It says, It says edit tricks.
Oh.
And it's just a bunch of tricks. And like at some point, the ones near the end, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do all of these. Like, which ones do I want to focus on? So I highlighted those. And you may notice
it's been kicking around.
Pitifully few of them are crossed off.
Oh.
So
it's like, nope.
yeah. And that's always how it is. There's always way more ideas than I even have time to try, let alone succeed at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely like trick lists have always been like a big thing for me. That's also comes from tricking. Like I spent most of high school writing tricking combos in notebooks and instead of paying attention. Which is it's actually really, it's compared to other ways to waste time in class, it's really easy to get away with, you know?
I suppose that you're taking notes.
No one's coming over. Yeah, you're taking notes. Yeah, and then like it looks like gibberish too, so I could have, it never came to this, but I imagine I could have been like, no, this is like my shorthand.
Yeah.
Like no, this is exactly what you just said. I'm just it's just my totally really weird shorthand that only I can understand.
Yeah, it's just my language.
So
but yeah, so like I still have note sheets of kendama tricks from like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
That I've recently been trying to like condense them and put them all into the same notebook. Because like that one had some really early on ones, and so I've just been like trying to make that just a dedicated spot for all of them. Now that Fringe Case is done, and I don't need like a piece of paper that is that project. Trick goals, you know, it's kind of just like a notebook full of general ideas and stuff.
The epic book of Ben.
Yeah. But sometimes now I go back into like the early pages of the book and just try to land stuff that I wrote down and never did back in the day.
Nice.
Yeah.
And because of how times have changed, like some of them I can do really easily now, and then other ones are exactly as hard as they were back then.
The easy ones become IG clips posts?
Usually story clips. Like there's few things that I wrote down that far back that if I landed would be like a real piece. And also I'm less likely to land those. Or like those, a lot of those like I wouldn't have forgotten about, you know, and they've just been on like the main list the whole time. But yeah, you know, sometimes for I call it new gen training. You know, to just like practicing stuff that other people have done or that other people could do more easily than me.
Okay.
You know,
yes, totally feel
it's like, it's not, I'm not doing that for anyone else. I'm not contributing with that. It's more just like me trying to keep up.
You gotta keep your open game up.
Exactly. And I still put that stuff on the story usually just because it's sometimes someone could do a trick and they just need to see someone else do it. And they're like, oh, that's a good idea. I've never thought to try that. So that's for stuff that's not game changing that I put on my story. That's usually kind of the motivation for it. It's just like, here's what I'm doing, you know, try it at home. You know?
Right.
I always want people to try it at home.
On that note, what was up with the one leg month? Where was the idea behind that? It was just like,
I just wanted to get really good at standing on one leg. Check me out.
The flamingo.
Check me out. Look at how good I am. Check me out. I can do this forever. Ask me any questions.
Different poses.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I want to achieve true balance. No, I don't know. It was just fun.
Hell yeah.
Mostly just fun.
I thought that was pretty good. It's like an interesting little thing. I was like, but some of these tricks, I was kind of like, but why? Like, there's no reason behind it. But like, you're still doing it. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's go.
And, like, it's cool to, a lot of them are tricks that, all but 3 were things that I had done before on 2 legs at some point. And so it's cool. Like normally, some of them are stuff that I wouldn't have filmed on their own normally. I would have like felt like I needed to add something to it.
Yeah, like take away or subtract apparently, right? Subtract a leg.
Well, yeah, exactly. So like it gives you a different selection of tricks to pick from, kind of. Like I'm not taking things off of that list that I just showed you.
Fair enough.
It's more like what can I do that's still challenging for me to do
Yeah.
You know, enough that it would be like a solid challenge to try to get it on one leg.
Hell yeah.
And then also it's just like really good exercise. Like
totally.
Your ankle does so much when you're balancing on one leg, like these tiny little micro movements like that. And so like your ankle starts to like burn like crazy.
And your toes and all those little muscles.
Yeah, it's a crazy like full body workout kind of.
Hell yeah.
But also a skill too. Like even like without kendama, sometimes I'll have like a phase where every day I'm doing like a sort of balancing on one leg routine of like standing there and pulling my knee as high up as I can, and then like gradually bringing it around to the side, and then like
some yoga,
just trying to hit
coffee.
like trying to hit all the ranges of motion that I can while balanced on one leg, you know, and like end in like a pistol squat. And
I think it's very specific, you know, especially with your tricking background, you know.
But it's also like I feel like everyone should be doing that
100%,
as exercise, because it's it adds this level of skill that makes it satisfying, you know? Because like when you do the whole thing without having to put your leg down, it's like you laced it, you did it, you know?
Hell yeah!
And if like some of those positions, it's a lot harder for me to do it if like someone's talking to me.
Yeah, because you're losing your concentration, right?
Yeah, and like it really takes like your whole brain to just like really focus on the balance and everything.
Yeah, man.
So it was sort of inspired by that, and I was like, I wonder what'll happen if I just try to play on one leg every day.
That's hilarious.
And then the second leg is exhausting because you can't switch legs anymore because you already got one. So like you switch whenever you get tired, and then you land the first one, and then you're just stuck on the second leg until you land it. And that's when it gets like really, really tiring.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You never know when you're going to need to balance on one leg.
Oh man.
In life, you know, and I'm trying to be ready when that happens.
There's nothing wrong with exploring your body through movement, buddy. Getting honed with the limbs and shit.
You're telling me, bro. Yeah.
Gotta get in there.
All right, continuing with tricks. Again, Mr. Todd, what are 2 or 3 tricks? Oh, okay, hold on. Tricks / edits or events that had a significant shift in your eyes for the Dama community, and why? Let's just pick one of those. Tricks, edits, or events.
All right.
Well, it had significant shift in your eyes for Dama. Yeah.
You guys remember the Meteor?
Meteor.
Like the one that almost hit Earth?
No.
One that destroyed the dinosaurs?
No, different one. The kendama trick, the Meteor. Japanese guy, it's like a swing up spike, and then he ken flips it away from him, and it like the ken goes forward flipping, and twangs like he's not holding either piece when it maxes out, and bounces back, and he grabs the ball, and it flips to airplane.
Airplane. Yes.
I do remember that.
You guys remember this trick? It's 5 years ago.
I do remember
6
that.
now. It's 2014.
Meteor.
Yeah, so like that clip like circulated again recently, you know, someone reposted it and then everyone reposted it, and it got me thinking that that's the I think that's like the original new one.
The original
as in like new one? Shrug emoji? You know when you're not sure if it's a new one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
New one? I think that was
someone else maybe have done this.
Like that was in 2014, and I feel like that was... I'm sure you could find an earlier example that could be argued for this, but like that's the first trick that I ever saw that was that far outside of the normal realm of tricks.
Right,
you know?
Right.
Like no one was trying anything similar to that at all.
Yeah.
And for years after, no one tried anything that was like that, you know?
The only thing is like the caveman barbaric like yank spike.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, like now, like with Liam doing all the cloud bounce stuff and like, quick terminology thing. I use the term twang for any situation where it yanks without you holding either piece.
Okay.
So both pieces are airborne and the string maxes out and it bounces off of, you know, it's slack and it bounces off of taut and back to slack.
Right.
And so, like, the one that Liam's been doing is where, like, you throw the ball up and
Vertical,
that happens,
yeah.
and the ball comes back down,
Yeah.
and so like that one is the cloud bounce, but like the general category I've been calling twang for a while.
Nice.
Because Yoris used to do cool ones where he would pull the Ken down like
totally, yeah.
It would bounce up and catch,
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think that trick like was so ahead of its time, and it's like it's exactly what I am trying to do in kendama in general.
Yeah.
But like that guy did it in 2014, like just like blasted a hole in the frontier, you know?
Hell yeah.
Like in the edge of what everyone thought was possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And almost like to a point where it's just like too much in the future where everyone's just like, whoa, okay, we're gonna continue back to what we were doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like no one bit that.
Yeah, like, oh, that was fucking crazy. Back to our regular scheduled programming. Just
yes, exactly. Right. Yeah, like, well, that was weird.
Yeah,
all right, anyway,
yeah, exactly.
Let me get this around USA real quick.
Nice. Okay, here's another one. Why does Ben always rock? Why is he always rocking the pug bandana?
Oh, the pug bandana?
Yeah.
I only have one pug bandana, and I actually haven't worn it in quite a long time. It's been phased out a little while ago.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
got a new bandana.
Yeah, what people don't realize about bandanas is you got to get the right material, and like almost every bandana that you buy is that same material that's like, it feels like fabric that has like bits of concrete mixed into it.
Oh,
you know, it's just like really, it's just like kind of rough and abrasive, and like it's not a nice material.
Okay.
Like to have against your forehead all day.
Yeah.
So now I rock exclusively like these really nice, soft, stretchy bandanas, and
that's what's up.
I know the brand
like
on
a
Amazon.
do-rag?
I don't know. Is there a big definite, or is there like a distinction between those terms?
I think it's more of like a spandexy kind of stretchy fabric.
Okay, yeah. It's not quite spandexy, but it's like
not, right, yeah.
It's in between
like a
there.
Cap on your head.
No, exactly.
You're gonna have to show me this Amazon site, buddy. You always got those sick ass bandanas.
Not publicly, of course.
No.
I can't. I don't want to drive the stock price up or
on
anything.
the DL. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they got like hundreds and hundreds of colorways, and I'll never run out.
Woo.
Oh,
but
there you go.
Yeah, the pug bandana. I think we explained well enough before what the deal is with the pugs.
The love with
rest
pugs.
in peace, Isaac.
Yeah, shout out Isaac.
Hell yeah.
All right, here's the last one from Todd, and it actually links up because I asked some of the nerds who follow our Instagram account, and the one big one, originally from France, Tio, and connecting also what Marcus said. Marcus specifically said, discuss what you noticed on how the vibe of Dama changes in different places of the world that you've traveled to. And Tio says, Euro Tour! Exclamation points. Get you to talk about anecdotes, people, the scene, and the events from a U.S. perspective.
That's some good point. I like that.
Yeah.
So outside of the U.S., where have you traveled to outside of the U.S. For kendama?
For kendama, so I've been to World Cup and to Catch and Flow one time each.
Yep, that was the first time we met. Catch and Flow, that first one.
Yeah, I went to. So we had a expo in Paris at the Japan Expo in Paris, which is like the biggest Japanese festival outside of Japan.
Nice.
It's like 800,000 people over 4 days, and so we had a booth there, and we were just demoing Dama and seshing Dama the whole time. Just me, Stod, and Matt Rice and Jake.
Yeah.
So that was cool, and then I got to go down to Hermosillo, Mexico, for like a tricking kendama combined event down there.
I remember seeing that on your Instagram.
That
looked cool.
Yeah, so what's interesting there is, you know how kendama blows up within like school scenes a lot of the time, where all the kids, I don't know if it has anything like this in Japan, or if it's like so widespread already that it, like, everyone's immunized in Japan from the kendama bug, and it doesn't like catch fire like this and then die immediately. like more steady is kind of how I imagine.
Yeah.
But like at least in America, it's like a couple kids in some middle school get one, and then everyone in that middle school gets one.
Totally.
And for maybe a year, there's like a giant scene, and people go out there to throw events because there's hundreds of kids. And
right.
When I first started, it was Sacramento, and then Hawaii, and then San Diego, and then that happened in San Jose, which is why I moved out to San Jose. And it's usually like then it dies, and just the people keep playing.
Yeah, the core really members.
So the interesting thing is it can do this within non-geographical groups too. Like obviously within like snowboarding and rollerblading is how it started basically in this country.
Totally. Skiing.
And then skiing. And then obviously like it's kind of doing that in BMX right now.
Yeah. Even some skaters.
When I first, so when I first started, I showed the whole tricking community kendama, and everyone got super into it. And there was like a year or two where at any tricking event there was just kendamas everywhere, and you'd see people seshing dama. And because again, it's the same thing. It's just you're using a piece of meat instead of a piece of wood. And like tricking had always had like a propensity for little like side quests. Like for a while, everyone learned how to spin a tray on their finger. Just became the thing to do, like a fast food tray. So like there was fast food trays everywhere at events, and like people would just be like seshing, spinning, and like switching fingers and doing like pirouettes and like
showing the like I got mine from McDonald's.
Mine's from Burger King.
Wendy's ones.
Actually, you do. But right now, what my laptop is sitting on at the bottom of all this bullshit is this nice wooden tray that my tricking homie Cedar brought me back from Germany.
Oh, damn!
He went to Germany, and while he was there, he like came across this really nice wood grain tray, and like that was his gift that he brought back to me because that's how big tray spinning was. Damn. So like the ground was fertile, is my point. For something like that, so like all the trickers got into it. So there's places in the world now where there's a kendama scene that only exists because of or within the tricking scene. Like everyone there that plays dama they're part of the tricking scene, or like they used to be a tricker, or they're still a tricker, or they found out about it from that, and like that's how it grows. And so that's
when the guy. So you went to Mexico.
Yeah, that's Mexico. Mexico's like that.
Tattooed on his ankle.
Yeah. So that guy's a former tricker and who went full dama, and now he's like just the best dama player in Mexico.
Sick.
Nice.
Unless there's been a shift in power, but I assume that's. And so like my friend Saul from down there, who I'd known from like since before kendama, just through tricking, kind of realized like, oh, we have this kind of cool, unique, like hybrid scene of both, and so why not throw like a tricking kendama hybrid event and bring me down there to do some flips and do some kendama.
Nice.
And like I went to Amsterdam for the biggest tricking gathering in the world. It's called Hooked, and it's in Amsterdam every December. And I went there, and I hadn't really been tricking, or at least active in the tricking scene, for several years. So, like, I got recognized as a kendama player at a tricking event. You know? Like, actually, someone saw my Ben Herald Pro model, and they were like, yo, that's a really nice kendama. And then, like, after a second, they were like, wait a minute. Are you? And I was like, yeah, that's me. There's just cool stuff like that. And like I met all these really awesome people from Edinburgh, Scotland, that sesh dama, from like older than me down to like young teens. There's just like a whole group of them that were basically like, it was like the Scottish tricking scene, but they were just all so into dama, and so we had like a whole little mini sesh.
Hell yeah.
I digress, but it's really interesting to me that like the substrate for it can be something intangible like that, just like an existing community that it like infects.
Totally.
Right.
And it
That's
seems
sort of
like
relationship.
And I think it ends up being more stable than
just when everyone at school gets it because it's cool for
Yeah,
a second.
totally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Everyone
It's
who you're in school, so you're a shit kid who
Yeah.
doesn't know what you want. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just a fad.
Right.
Where these other peoples are following it. It's a passion.
Yeah.
It's a hobby.
Right,
More than a hobby.
and they're coming into it from a thing that they already know they like.
Yeah, and they're
So like,
Yes.
definitionally, they know the difference between liking something and just doing it because everyone else is doing it.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
'Cause they're all
Exactly.
sort of like outsider, niche, underground sport communities that seem to pick
Yep.
it up.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
Totally.
Yeah. What were we talking about? And then
So,
Vancouver. I've been to Vancouver.
Yeah. You,
And Vancouver, hell yeah.
Nice.
I was waiting for that one.
There you go. Yeah.
So, any anecdotes? Anything
from-
that happened in the Euro tour you want to talk about?
it's hard.
Anything-
There's so. I
anything
mean,
stupid that Tio
it was-
did that you're like, oh man, I'm going to talk about this.
yeah.
stupid
I mean,
thing."
every day.
Fucking-
I don't want to talk about that guy. Just kidding. No, it was great. Like Damon and Tio hadn't even met each other before that,
Oh, damn.
and we just got to spend a whole month together.
Oh, they were like, yo, who's the better guy with glasses?
Yeah. It was like it was cool. It was a good set of people. Damon's always down to film other
Yeah.
people, and like he actually enjoys filming kendama play.
Yeah.
And Tio and I both enjoy
Grinding.
filming, as in doing the tricks,
Yeah.
like grinding.
Yeah.
And so like there was never like a, can you film me? You know, like it was like Damon would usually be like, yo, this is a crazy shot. Who wants to get a trick right now?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I'll say the Europe scene is different, at least from America. No, I would say it from America or Japan in just how mature it is. Like, there's so few kids.
Okay.
Almost everyone is like my age or,
Yeah.
18 and up. And so like all the events are just like Van Jam.
Hell yeah.
Every event's like Van Jam. Actually, I've never made that connection, but like that's totally the vibe.
Wow.
And like no matter where it is or how important the event is, it's kind of just like
Yeah.
it's always just like adults and everyone's chilling and like you can swear on the microphone.
Everyone's smoking,
not-
drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, and like not just because it's older people, but because it's Europe and they're just less prude
Yeah.
over there about
Yes.
everything.
They get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like who? It just doesn't matter. Everyone's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it just doesn't. Who
It's like
cares?
the word only
Yeah,
has
oh,
power
a
if you
butt.
give it.
Ooh, look, a butt. Ooh, big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ooh,
right.
yeah.
It's like, it's like shit like that. But no, I mean, I had such a good time. I met like everyone over there is just really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Timote Bertolot gets a special shout out. He's just like the
Dude.
man.
I wanna meet
Everyone's
that
gotta
guy
follow
so bad.
Everyone should.
He seems
Everyone
like
needs
such
to
a
meet-
homie.
Everyone, hey, if you're listening and you're running an event, fly Timote out. Just trust me. He's really good. Give him all your money. He's sick. He's got a good laugh, and he always does penguin. Anytime he does an around trick, he does the penguin too.
Ooh,
Get to the
that's
penguin.
some steez.
That's
Some-
real
some
integrity.
respect.
Every time. He doesn't even think about it. It's hardwired into his brain.
Hell yeah.
No, but everyone that we met out there was really, really awesome. It's such a cool scene. I can't wait to go back. Go check out the
Nice.
video if you guys
Yeah,
haven't seen it. It's on YouTube. Did you watch that one yet, MJ?
No.
Oh,
But I'm
man.
really
got some-
looking forward to that one because
some
I
homework to do.
like that it's 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's cool.
I really like
And
that. Like
I'd say it's maybe the densest 25-minute video trick wise.
It's pretty dense.
Oh, really?
It's thick.
Yeah, like there's like
just hanging with the
30
homies.
seconds of Tio winning
Yeah.
Dama,
Yeah.
but other than
Okay,
that,
okay.
there's no like here's some open division footage in the middle or like anything like that. It's like
Yeah,
the whole way through is just solid edit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's cool. Damon
Ooh,
killed it.
yeah, no, look
Go check
forward
it
to
out.
that one.
Hells yeah.
And I got
Also,
a good amount of time on my hands.
Also, slow-mo version of Fringe Case is it's on my computer and it's coming out whenever the first one gets to 10K views.
Oh,
Because I
10K.
arbitrarily decided that right when I put it up.
Okay.
It's at like 8. It's at in the high 8s right now. But
damn.
Yes.
if you want
was
access
this
to that,
announced? that you had this.
We showed
this
both
lock
at
on it?
Oh.
NAKO.
Yeah.
But
That's
no,
good. I've been wondering about
I've made
that
it known
slow-mo.
here and there. I think it says it in
Yeah.
the description on the original YouTube video that the slow-mo comes out at 10K. But
Okay, well there you
Yeah.
go. If you didn't know,
it's all
now go.
it's all nice.
Yeah.
It's much clearer. Anything that you weren't able to see clearly in the
It
original
makes
version,
sense, yeah.
you can do this. And that's the reason I made it was that I didn't want to have to make the same decision 60 times or whatever about slow-mo or regular or both
Okay.
or in what order or how much
Right,
of the
yeah,
slow-mo,
yeah,
how
yeah.
much of the regular.
Yeah.
Like, because nearly every trick in there benefits from slow-mo.
Totally.
Yeah.
But, I also wanted it to be dense and I wanted replay value. Like,
Yeah.
if you only watched it once, you should watch it again. I didn't make it so for people to watch it once. That's why there's no slow-mo.
Yeah.
That's
Man, if you watched that once and thought you understood everything, then you fucking better think again and go back, because...
Yeah. Or if you watched it once and you thought, I didn't understand any of that.
Even
That's
better.
even worse. Watch it again.
Exactly, even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, slow-mo one, it's all ready on my computer. It's cool. It's 3 totally different songs. And it's about the same length, actually,
Oh,
because
shit.
with slow-mo, you don't need to, like, give your eyes a second to adjust. So you can, like, cut out more fat at the beginning and end of the clips.
Okay. Wow. So you
so
totally
it's a lot more-
re-edited it.
Yeah, it's totally re-edited. Same order of tricks, almost, exactly.
Okay.
But different 3 songs. And, yeah, it's a little bit easier to digest.
Damn, well there you go, nerds. Let's get that to 10K.
Get some views
it's
on
almost there.
I want to see the slow-mo.
Just go,
Yeah.
go to your public library and go to all the computers.
Yeah.
Each one.
If someone
go,
wants to make like a
YouTube,
bot
French
for
game.
me, I don't care.
Yeah.
They don't have to be real views. Like,
Yes.
Go and do that. Sweet.
It's really. I'm just sitting here at home watching the slow-mo version, like wishing I could share it with you guys.
Oh,
It's so
geez.
nice, and it's a shame that I have it all to myself right now.
Yeah,
like,
we need a bot. ASAP, nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of you nerds knows how to do that.
For
I
real.
know.
It ain't these 2 nerds.
No. It's not. No, real
All
views
right,
are
so
better, actually.
That's true.
Yeah, we won't, because we want those crazy ass tricks to go onto real eyeballs to inspire real people to post real tricks.
That's true.
Yeah.
Although, if Kendama
Your
Robot
boy.
watches my video and gets inspired, that'd be kind of the coolest shit ever.
Oh man, that huge, massive, just like arm.
Yeah,
from
you know
Japan?
Kendama Robot on Instagram. Yeah, he does bird.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does burn.
I'll accept that. If I get 1,000 bot views from Kendama Robot, that's a win.
Oh, there you go.
All right, there was a buttload of questions that came through Instagram. I'm gonna choose the good ones.
That's fair.
Okay, favorite non-GT Dama.
Ooh,
Not the Zen?
it's not the Zen. No.
The yellow Azora.
No, it's definitely not.
Kayaki.
Yeah, I mean, like if
Or
it were
that original.
for
the fucking no
for
bevel.
back then, like a Kayaki Azora, but like I have one Kayaki Azora now, and it's like it's fun, but it's not like a 2019 Kendama. You can't
Yeah.
get by on that.
What about a reshape?
Yeah.
They're cool. I like the shape.
I meant the Kayaki reshape.
Yeah. No, I have 2 of them from the Denmark event.
Ooh.
There was one in my prize bag, and then Staub left all of his
Nice.
prize bag Damas, so I have
Classic.
they're actually they're part of my lunar gauntlet. I'm collecting fresh kendamas that have terrible lunar balance, or not necessarily balance, but are just terrible for lunars in different ways. And there's 10 of them now. And so the idea is you pick a lunar trick that on a good Dama you can usually first tee, or something that's not like a super grind, and you got to try to do it on these 10 extremely difficult kendamas.
Oh, damn.
And I have a note in my phone of like the record books, and every time a new kendama gets added, it's like the old records are still there, but it's like a new bracket, it's like now there's 10, and if you want to keep your spot, you got to do your trick again on all 10.
Yeah.
So the 2 Kayaki reshapes are in there. The balance is good, but they're like the balls are like polished. It's so slick.
I've
It's
never
insane.
understood why they... I mean, it
okay,
looks
okay.
nice. but
it does, yeah. But it's nothing like the old Kiyaki Azoras or anything. You know?
Yeah.
But anyways,
so not that. So it's not
that.
I would say, well, having just barely played them a little bit, the Liam mod.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
Really dope.
That
Liam Router mod is really sick.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And you know, I play a nice Crom every once in a while if like Bonds or someone has one that's just looking really juicy. You know, I'll take it out of his hand and jam it, and those are always cool.
Oh yeah.
The walnut headshot mods.
Yeah, those are nice.
I haven't gotten to seriously jam one, but like those seem really dope. Like they look like they would play nice, and also just the full walnut looks so pretty.
My only thing with China walnut is that it's very hit or miss. Sometimes you get some that are like super light. Sometimes you get the real dense, like solid ass ones. The solid ones are just like, but yeah. Anyways,
yeah, that's my final answer.
Nice.
There you go. Here's the next one. Talking about GT Damas, hardwood or spec?
I go back and forth in between. It's usually like, if any answer I would give to that would really be like, the Dama that right now is my current favorite jammer is this or it's that.
Yeah.
You know, and so like I could say right now spec because like I've been playing these two spec ones and they're dope and they're in their prime and like those are my mains right now. But sometimes my main is a different one and it's a hardwood, and in that case I might be like this, you know. So it's more like individual kendamas, you know?
Yeah.
I feel that. Like a honed version of this one versus a honed version of that one or whatever, right?
Yeah, they all have like pretty equal chance of like reaching like my number one jammer position.
Oh, okay.
But spec with Legacy paint is really dope.
Oh yeah.
These Tamas, these Legacy Tamas just last so long. Like it's like I get about 8 Kens out of each one.
Damn.
Oh wow.
And so like this is Ken number maybe 4 or 5. I don't really keep track that well. I keep track of the Tamas because they all last so long that like it's impossible to keep track of which one's which. So I like number the inside of the bevel.
Oh damn.
Dude, I was about to say I have a few JKA dudes that I met like back in the day when Sulab was starting and we were having our Tuesday sessions, weekly sessions, and some of the JKA members around the Kawagoe area would stop by, and there was a dad and his son, and they would both date stamp their kendamas.
That's kind of cool.
That's cool. Like when they start playing with them?
Yep.
Nice.
That's a good idea, actually. I like that.
Yeah. Right?
It's like one of those things that you wish you had started at the right time to start it back then.
Yeah.
Like time tracking your edit progress.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly like that.
Where was this idea 10 years ago, buddy? Fuck.
Yeah. When I get into my next skill toy, I'll number all of those.
There we go. Perfect.
As I start playing.
All right, here's maybe possibly a quick answer. Is there going to be a Fringe Case 2 or something like that? Something like that, probably.
Yeah, probably something like that. I can say right now I'm not working on any personal edit projects.
Yeah.
Jacob Lowe and I are working on something.
Everyone, so you know you could just relax.
Yeah,
it'll be a Fringe Case 2.
There's going to be another Jacob Lowe Ben Herald part.
Oh.
That we're hard at work on right now.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And it's something a little different. That's all I'll say.
Ooh.
But
that's enticing.
Yeah, I can't speak for future Ben, you know. He's his own man's and he can make his own decisions. So you know, I'm sure it'll happen. Right now, like the main thing on my mind is 29 tricks later.
Oh my god.
It's coming up fast. It's coming.
Oh, it is.
Wait, was it more than 29 this time?
It's 29 this time. We're all fucked.
Oh no.
Oh, that's right. 29 and 28's a normal one. Okay, come on. You're fine.
Yeah.
Just take my
It'll
approach
probably be fine,
just
but
fucking airplane's a trick. Fucking do an airplane.
I know. But you know, it doesn't feel like you did it.
It doesn't.
You do airplane every day. But yeah, so I'm both dreading and looking forward to that. Or it's more like I'm dreading it, but I really want it to start because I can't do anything about it until the first.
Yeah.
You know?
Happens, yeah.
Like
So the gate's open.
Writing down tricks to do next month won't help me because I have so many tricks written down already. That's not the bottleneck, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I want that to get underway as soon as possible, which is whatever. 19 more days.
Yeah, it is soon. It is soon. All right, next one.
But I'm well, real quick, I'm actually this year I'm doing it with not using one specific kendama and without any sort of theme. So like actually no restrictions at all, which I've never done before.
Just doing tricks.
So last February I was just doing tricks, but it was like fresh kendama at the beginning and use that on all of them the whole month. And
right.
This time I'm just going to see what happens if there's no restriction whatsoever, and I'll just use whatever kendama feels like good for the trick and
hell yeah,
see what happens.
That's sick.
Let's get it, guys. Everyone get hyped. 29 tricks later. Let's go.
Let's get it.
29.
Oh yeah.
29.
Next one. Want to hear about experiences judging freestyle? Any wow moments, tough calls? How many freestyles have you judged so far?
So I've judged Sakura Classic, the last one, and NAKO and Battle at the Border, and smaller ones in between, like the All Girls Kendama Open in Vegas.
Yeah.
That was the 7 to Spike, so it's not really the same, but it's still same part of your brain you're using, I guess.
So any wow moments, tough calls?
I mean, lots of wow moments, as always. Battle at the Border especially, there was just a whole slew of tricks that happened on stage that I wouldn't have ever guessed were going to happen on stage, you know? Like Jacob did a 1.5 loop trick in his freestyle run. Joe Nelson did 1.5 loop trick the other direction in his freestyle run. Liam did 8 sling.
Yeah,
to finish his round. Pull up 8.
Yeah.
None of us had any idea how many it was, including Liam, because it's just like an amount of time for him.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It's like I'm gonna pull it up to there and sling until it comes down to here.
Yeah.
And turned out to be 8.
So gnarly.
Yeah. There were some tough calls for sure. None that like really especially call out. It's hard. Like everything blurs together so much that like it's hard for me to even remember like which runs were against each other. I kind of just remember like individual moments and like at the time I'm comparing those moments one to the other, but now I just see this general blur of crazy tricks on the stage. It's draining for sure. Like I don't have. It's like it takes a lot out of the whole event for me.
Yeah.
Like
all the focus, all the pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it sounds bad to say I don't enjoy the event as much, but like I'd say that is, you know, I'm gonna enjoy it more if I have no responsibilities and I'm just there fucking around playing. You know?
It adds a little bit of a stress level kind of thing, right? Because you've got
for sure.
responsibility
and it's like
shit.
Yeah, and it like when I'm done judging, like I'm tired.
Yeah,
you know, it's like it's a whole different tired from when you've played kendama all day and your body's tired. It's just like
mentally tired. Yeah,
yeah,
exhausted. Yeah,
damn.
All right, next question.
I was gonna say,
okay.
Oh, do you have any more follow-ups? I don't know.
There are a few good ones. Let's do a quick, just like fire lightning round kind of thing. What inspires you to push the boundaries?
Who or what? People expanding on tricks that I like, on concepts that I've created, and like taking them and moving them in their own direction is, I would say that's like a huge motivation at this point.
Yeah.
I can't really put my finger on like a specific person that has really influenced me in that way. Maybe
just the dude who did Meteor, maybe.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. But like, I thought of that afterwards, you know? It was more, it was more like, I'm like Freudian analyzing myself, and I'm like, I bet this in your childhood, seeing this guy do Meteor.
Yeah.
My childhood meaning when I was like 18 or whatever.
Yeah. Your kendama childhood.
Exactly. My kendama childhood, you know, I think that impacted me growing up, seeing the Meteor. Yeah. But that could totally just be like a story that I'm making up now about it.
Yeah.
There's no way to know.
All right. If you never started kendama, where would you be doing now?
Ooh, that's interesting.
One of my shotgun interviews questions right there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe something with tricking. It's hard to imagine. This would be like year 11 or 12 of tricking.
Right.
I would have destroyed at least one of my knees by now. I maybe far enough back from right now that right now it would be healed, and I'd be like, but I'd be constantly trying to keep up with the
maintenance,
my old skill level, and like pushing my body too hard and all of that. In tricking, everyone's knee is like a ticking time bomb, and almost no one makes it out without destroying their knee at some point.
Yeah.
And
You're
I feel like
one leg, and are you always landing on that same leg, depending on the trick?
You're it depends on the trick. Yeah. Okay. Some people, I would say, like the most mainstream style of tricking tricks, the tap jug tap, if you will.
Yeah. Okay.
Involves a lot of left leg landing and the right leg swinging through into the next trick.
Okay.
Assuming you twist the common direction. It's about an even split, the same with like right-left-handed kendama players.
Okay.
Most people go to the left. But I still have this sort of feeling like there's like the universe demands one of my knees, and like I've cheated. It's like I've cheated death in like you guys seen the Final Destination movies?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Like
bits.
That's how I feel about my knee sometimes, I'm just like always on the lookout for like a log that's going to roll down the hill and take out one of my knees or something because it was supposed to happen to me, and I escaped maybe within like weeks of destroying my knee.
Yeah.
That's a terrifying thought, buddy.
I know.
Yeah, dude.
Live in fear every day.
Players.
You got to keep those knees under lock and key.
Too.
Get some knee insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I do need knee insurance. That'd be sick. And wrist insurance too.
Yeah, wrist.
Kendama players all need like wrist hand insurance.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you know how Jake is always thinking of new product ideas for GT.
He's got to make the glass cases that you keep your hands in when you're not playing.
The first kendama insurance company.
You guys ever seen Metalocalypse, where there's the band? It's a cartoon about a band, and the main guitar player has his hands insured. And part of his insurance thing is he has to keep them in these cases. That's what we got to do.
If you play with heavier damas, it would like raise your premiums.
Oh, that's right. I'm fucked. I'm gonna pay a lot.
That's you, right? Yeah, totally.
You play with the big damas, you're like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Like we won't insure you if you touch a dama over 30 centimeters. Like,
yeah. And no goon circles over one rotation.
Right? Yes.
That Wyatt's fucked.
Oh man.
Yeah. I would not insure Wyatt's
Hell no.
if I was in charge of that.
Hell
it's
no.
too late.
Sorry, Wyatt, you're out, bud.
Out.
Oh
shit. How many spec mods have you chipped already?
Mods? Like pro mods? I'll go with pro mods because that's like a smaller number.
Yeah.
It's a lot still. I don't know. I've gone through a lot. I don't think I chip them especially quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with playing a Dama that's chipped if it's like a Dama that I'm using for other tricks. That don't matter, you know.
And your play style doesn't. I don't.
Yeah, you can goon circle with no
often.
base cut.
Yeah,
you don't need anything.
Just a shaft.
Yeah, I'll say many though, double digits.
Here you go, last one. How long is your string? Like how he does all them tricks.
See, that's a good question. I really wish that I could like pick one string length and have every kendama like that, and then just like hone it and be able to do all my tricks at any time.
Oh wow, you changed them?
Yeah, they're just different ones. Are just at different lengths, you know.
I have the same
specific tricks.
Yeah, if it's the wrong length, I'll use a different kendama that is the right length that I need. Or if I need it to be that kendama, then I'll change it. You know, I have spools of strings, so I'm pretty liberal about switching my string out. That's why all my strings have knots in them all the time. It's that and for I tell people that it's for tracking, but that's actually just to get them off my back about trying to undo my knot. And then I invented this whole new style of tricks to make that lie seem more plausible, where I'm like grabbing specific points of the string and all of that.
It's like,
so you put a knot like
exactly
this.
To pinch.
This is where I grab the string. Yeah, right on that knot.
Yeah. Some of them have like a bunch of different knots, and they're all for different tricks. You know? You got to know each one individually.
Wait, they're all for or from different tricks? I'm confused.
They're both for. Yeah, for mostly. Yeah. No, I use really thin string, so it like forms knots in the air more frequently. Than thicker string. Like you know, when like the stuff's just flying around and like a loop happens and it goes through the loop.
Yep.
All in the air, and then when it comes down, there's just a knot and it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, I think that happens to this string a little bit more. So I use 0.8 millimeter string, and like KenLab strings are 1 millimeter.
Okay.
So it's a little bit thinner than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
But because this is the one that I have on hand, my final answer is about like a loose 7 or a tight 8 on this one.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. I'll go like a little bit shorter than that for some goon circle stuff.
Yeah.
Like past about 6 or 7 fingers, the goon circle stuff gets really unmanageable.
Yeah.
So
okay. So
6 is usually
average.
6 is usually a good in between for a lot of those tricks.
Whoa.
Decent.
Well, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of good questions. Thanks all the nerds on Instagram, and if you didn't hear your question, jump on the Patreon, because that's one perk you get. You're definitely gonna get a question out there. So
First dibs.
Hells yeah. Good shit. We really got in deep. Yo,
yeah, that was. Thanks for staying up for us.
Minutes.
Yeah, we've been on the grind,
MJ. Yeah, Rod and I are just starting our day.
That's
so
right.
Like, we could have gone for many, many more hours. But,
yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, we got to call it at some point.
Yeah. No, that was fun. Good shooting the shit.
Hell yeah.
Nerding
Went
out.
deep. Yeah, it's, again, it's really good. I hope a lot of people get a lot of knowledge from this, because I heard that a lot of people really enjoyed the part of the NACO Fringe Case premiere where there was a Q&A with you.
Yeah.
Where they could pick your brain a bit.
That was my favorite part as well, actually.
Yeah, so here you go.
A lot of good questions.
Here's a 2.5 hour fucking picking Ben's brain, everyone.
Yeah. Hell,
hope you enjoyed it.
All right.
Yeah, much love to all the nerds out there supporting or just listening. Jump on that Patreon if you can. If not, just share the page.
Support the boys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Show us love where you can.
More podcasts. Damanerds till the end of time.
Yeah, another 100 years of Damanerds.
Another 100 years of Damanerds.
Yes. Another 100.
All right.
I guess.
For 2020.
And I guess on that note,
I guess that's it.
The nerds
are
out.
out.
All right. Peace.